Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wild Things Found Online. I am Vokal the Slug Cat, and happy Friday. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We got a new stream with Big Toph, of course, the one and only. And yeah, it seems like she's still crashing out. Toph she's just been on a tear these last couple of streams. So definitely looking forward to seeing what she's going to be getting into tonight. Big shout out to my Ko-fi members. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. And yeah, let's go ahead, jump right into this and see what's cooking with Big Toe.
Somebody literally told me to drop dead and sent me some message on Facebook. So I told them to do it first. And then I said, and tell me how that goes, right? We all know they can't tell me how that goes once they do it first. So then they literally sent a message saying your brother is burning in hell. So now you're talking about my dead brother. What's wrong with people? Why did they just send hateful messages out of nowhere? I didn't do.
And you be replying to them. So like, okay. You responded to a negative message with a negative message, and you're surprised that you got another negative message. Like, what are we doing?
Nothing. They messaged me first. I could show the message where they messaged me first. So let's not say what did I do to provoke them. I didn't do anything. They wanted a reason to be provoked. That's all that is. Are you getting paid to go live to talk about random crap? No, because I don't get paid at all. What's it to you?
I know.
Show the message, please, if you didn't provoke. I don't need to show the message. All you need to do is stay in your lane and STF you. You don't need to ask what I did to provoke anyone. Just being myself is enough to provoke people. They just look at me and they get provoked. So let's not lie and say that isn't true. When people look at my face, they are already provoked. I don't even have to do anything and people get mad at me for no reason.
Sounds like insecurity.
Just because it's me. And that's true. I ain't lying. On here, I don't have it set up for subscriptions because I'm not trying to do the whole subscriptions thing on Instagram because I don't really go live on Instagram like that. That's why.
Tophia, what do you mean you don't go live on Instagram for real? You've been going live on Instagram almost every single day for like the past 2 weeks. What are you talking about? I thought social media was your job. You could, like, you're not going live on TikTok. You're going live here almost every night. You might as well turn the subs on. I'm sure there's some weirdos that will subscribe just for the hell of it.
And I said posting content for free. Going live, I don't mind because I can talk and say whatever I want. And especially on Instagram, I can say whatever I want without having to feel restricted, without having to feel like, oh, I can't say this. Because if people report my live streams on TikTok, here's the thing. If you truly don't care, then you wouldn't report somebody, especially they're live on TikTok. If you truly don't care, then you wouldn't care. You would let someone say whatever they want. But when I say something, it's always bullying and harassment. But yet you don't care. So you cared enough to report someone, which means you're a big baby. It is what it is. Some of y'all are big babies because you report the live. Your butt hurt by what someone says. You get sensitive at what someone says. Because if you didn't, you would be reporting the live and then celebrating it. I don't even get sensitive at what people say. Yes, I do speak on it, but I don't report people's pages. I don't get people's pages taken down. They can feel however they want to feel, like Jay wants to feel however he wants to feel. Let him. I did not report his live stream, his page, and I did not get his page taken down. For him to...
Girl, why are we bringing up Jay all this time later? Stop talking about that, man. Let him live.
To be lying on the internet saying that I sent people to take his page down, he does not want to take accountability for his own actions. It was probably someone else that you was talking about that didn't like you. I don't tell anyone to report anybody's page unless it's a page that people are trying to get taken down for other reasons that I don't know the person. But I'm not going to go after you or your page because you care enough. Now all of a sudden you lose your big page, you want to blame someone else instead of taking accountability for yourself. You talk about so much people on the internet. It could have been any other person, but you chose to blame me because I'm the easy target and people are going to come after me and blame me because they don't like me.
No, Tophia, it's because his page got taken down literally in the middle of y'all's beef. That's why. What are you talking about?
Oh, and then if I was to show my report history and show that I never reported you, then what are you going to say? Then people are going to be like, well, it didn't even matter anyways. We really didn't even care.
Okay, well then show the report history. Exactly. Because Tophia never produces receipts for anything. Literally anything. So I don't even know why she said that. Go ahead, drop it. Drop it, Toph.
when people was coming in my live stream whining and complaining that they cared, and literally in the Reddit. So you can't even say you didn't even care when you come whining and complaining. And then when I prove my innocence and I prove that, you know what I mean? For my live stream got taken and I can no longer go live on my main account. Mind you, the reason why I was upset is because my live stream was wrongfully taken, considering the fact I do not have children. It wasn't because I was playing Sims. They tried to say that I abused a child. How am I abusing a child on live when I don't even have any kids? Do you know?
You was abusing that poor Somalian baby. That's probably not the right term, but you was abusing that poor Sim baby by making it watch the parents' whoopee over and over because you're fucking weird. But go ahead.
Know what that is, and especially the fact that, mind you, TikTok was getting shut down because they didn't want you to have freedom of speech. So if something happens and your account's wrongfully taken down, that's a difference. Of course I'm going to be upset, because why are you wrongfully taking my account and then making some sort of excuse as to why you took my account? No, because that's not no robot. That's a real person behind that has a vindictive motive. That's why a lot of these people become moderators for TikTok, and they work for TikTok so they could wrongfully target people and take away their freedom of speech. Me playing Sims has nothing to do with me losing my account, because they tried to say it was generated child abuse or something like that. If that's the case, every single person on the app that plays Sims or even mentions Sims should get banned. Do you not see what you're doing? Because if I got banned just for Sims, then every person that plays Sims, every person that mentions Sims.
Stop trying to skip around the context of what you was doing in the game, though. Tophia. Let's not just gloss over that, girl.
Every person that has anything to do with Sims should get banned, just like me, because that's unfair. If Sims is not allowed on the app, then other people that use and play Sims should get banned. But there's a difference. I already placed blame where it was due. He's placing blame for no reason because he's upset, and he's blaming me for no reason. There's a difference. I was not talking about him crying. I was saying he was crying at the wrong person and trying to place blame on me. I have nothing to do with why Jay lost his account. TikTok has everything to do with why I lost my account, because they're the ones that review the account. They have to review my appeal before they make a decision.
Girl,
so yes,
we do not
TikTok
care.
is to blame for wrongfully banning me. Why do you defend horrible people to begin with? He literally paid someone to try to get nudes off of me, and then you try to act like that didn't happen when he literally posted it himself on his page.
Prove it.
He posted on his own page that he was talking to the person who was trying to get nudes from me to say that I was stupid and thinking that that person was him. She's stupid. She thinks that I'm you. Ha 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 ha. Literally posted his own conversation with the person, and you're still sitting here defending him when it's shoved in your face. It's like a slap in the face. You guys look stupid defending someone who literally posted his own evidence on his page. And then you sit here defending him.
And this is how I know you really meant it when you said you have a 7th grade reading level, because nothing in those messages indicate that Jay put the catfish up to doing what was happening. You're just reading into it. You have no concrete evidence of this. And that's why I don't really have much to say. The situation's old. I don't even know why she decided to bring this up. Who cares?
He's the one who posted that on his page. You guys look stupid. You defend people knowing that you see the evidence, but you still go out of your way to defend them. It's weird. A lot of you guys literally listen to what Ashley Trippy has to say about me, meaning that you also defend abusive people. Because if you stand by Ashley Trippy, that stands by someone that abuses people, then you also agree with everything that she agrees with.
Okay, well, in that case, then you're a pedophile. Because you defend and stand by your brother, right? And we'll go one step further. Let's say that Brother Chu wasn't texting minors. Let's say he wasn't texting minors, but he was dating Angie, which you have told us several times that she's also a PDF. So, I mean, look, birds of a feather flock together. You know, that seems to be the crowd that you and your brother rock with. So, I don't know, man.
If she's hanging around people, if she's being buddies and friends with people that are racist, then she is also racist, which makes you a racist. You should care about the people that you interact with. You should, because if you're not vetting the people that you're looking at, then what are you doing? Because when you that's like saying, I don't care what this person does. then you should care about the ideologies of the people you hang around with. You can't be friends with someone that is racist and say, well, I don't agree with that, but I'm still their friend. At the end of the day, you do agree with that. You have to literally pay attention to every single person. You know what I mean? What do you mean if I defend a pedo, I'm a pedo? First of
Yep.
all, here's the thing. You believe what anybody says online. You don't look at receipts. Someone can show you something that is fake and you would believe it. I know.
No, 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 no. I already bypassed that whole logic, Tophia. We don't even have to include the supposed text messages. Your brother was dating someone that you said is a pedophile, which makes your brother a pedophile, and then you defend your brother, so that makes you a pedophile. That's it. Case closed. Detective Vokal is on the case. It's open and shut, Toph. By your own logic, that means you are also a PDF. Period.
My brother in real life. So if you're trying to say that I'm a pedophile for defending my brother, when did my brother ever have time to even interact with a minor when he was only talking to his friends on the phone? I know that because I was right next to him. I literally lived in the front seat. Let's not act like I didn't live in the front seat. I lived in a car with him. We were door dashing all the time. And when he was working at Jimmy John's and I wasn't with him at Jimmy John's, why would he be on his phone the whole time instead of doing work? And he also
Sophia, it's such a dumb excuse. Like, everybody uses their phone throughout the day, even at work. Like, what are you talking about? I'm sure Jimmy John's doesn't have a super strict no cell phone policy. It's a sandwich shop. Like, what are we talking about, man?
also was a manager there at Jimmy John's. And on top of that, you're going to listen to somebody that has an investigation against them for touching disabled students at APS schools that got fired for that. Because why don't you go ask Nicole, aka Angie, why she no longer has her job at APS? You won't do that. Because
I don't need to, because again, I've already linked all three of y'all as PDFs. Because if she's a PDF, that means Brother Chu's a PDF because he was dating her. And then that makes you a PDF because you're defending Brother Chu. Boom.
how is a predator going to call anyone a predator? She doesn't want people to look into her situation and see what's going on. And the reason why I know is because I know her in real life. You don't know her in real life. You think you
In
know someone
person,
because the
personally?
internet tells you who they are. If you've never met a person in real life, you shouldn't be sitting on the internet judging someone. You can't be sitting on the internet judging someone. My brother worked because my brother wanted to work. My brother was different than me, and I'm going to explain this to you. My brother did not want to work for himself. My brother did not want to run a business. That's why, and when you say, was my brother conforming to the system? In a way, yes. But my brother never wanted to own a business. My brother wanted to be a mechanic. My brother wanted to work his whole life. Every time he would lose a job, he would get another job. My brother loved working a 9 to 5
You should have taken notes. Because what the fuck?
job. I cannot tell him what to do with his life because I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you need to stop conform, because his dreams was not running a business. His dream was being a pilot, a captain, and flying for the airlines. If you didn't know, my brother knew everything there was about the airlines, and he even said that he wanted to go through all the process of being a pilot. I was concerned because when an airplane falls from the sky, especially airplanes that go missing, you just gotta say your Hail Marys and that's it. Because when an airplane's falling out of the sky, there is no survival rate, especially if you're 3,000 feet in the air. That's a very dangerous job, but my brother wanted to do that. So if he wanted to do that, that was on him. He also at one point wanted to go to police training and become a cop. These are things that he wanted to do. I'm not going to stop him from a job if he wanted to work his life, then he did. He didn't want to run a business. My dad wanted him to do things he didn't want to do. I'm not going to force him. He literally had a certificate to change brakes. He literally took classes in high school to be able to do that. He wanted to work on cars, which is why he was trying to get this job where you could possibly work on hot rods. He loved cars all his life. He worked, and that was something that he loved to do. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like a parent that tells them, oh, you can't do that. For me, what I want to do. People don't care how someone feels. You make someone feel unworthy. I feel unworthy. You make me.
You should.
You say, oh, what do you say? You say, oh, we don't want you to kill yourself. Then that's how you make me feel, and you don't care how you make someone feel, because feelings do not matter to you because you haven't dealt with your own feelings.
Girl, you say we make you feel like that because we tell you to get a job. Like, shut up. I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know how mentally weak you have to be to literally be a homeless bum, and people are just telling you like, hey man, you know what could really help your situation? getting a job. Hey, I know you want to chase your dreams. Well, hell, maybe just get a part-time job. Maybe you don't got to do 40 hours. Let's maybe like 20 hours, 25 hours, just so you have some spending money. You can make sure all your bills are paid and you can start saving up some money. So, eventually you can get out of being homeless, and you just refuse. Like, fuck off, Toph.
You have feelings from past hurt. You have feelings that you're still dealing with that you could care less. You push those aside and you don't care about how you make someone else feel, because as long as you make them feel like crap, that's all that matters to you. Is, hey, I made someone feel like shit. I'm proud of myself. That's a horrible way to live your life as a human being, to get some sort of enjoyment out of making someone feel like utter shit. No, I feel unworthy because anytime I try to do something, anytime I try to change myself, I've been going to therapy, I was paying the bills, I was paying the rent where we were at, and I was helping my family have a place to live. People...
Tophia, stop. Okay? You never tried anything. The only thing that you tried was social media. That's it. And then even with social media, you put in the minimum amount of effort. Very little effort into any of your videos, the whole presentation, the camera work. It's all bare minimum. Okay, so you don't get to say that. And then two, obviously you were not paying the rent because y'all still got fucking evicted. So you might have been paying some of the bills, or you might have even been paying all of the bills, but does it matter when you still ended up allowing yourself to get evicted because you just refuse to get at like I said, at the very least, a part-time job just to help keep your family afloat? It like it all falls back on you at the end of the day, man. I can't I don't know what to tell you.
People told me that was not good enough because I did not have a real job and I was doing everything that everybody was telling me to do. So why were you harassing me if I was already doing what you were telling me to do? Because,
well, I wouldn't call it harassment. I would call it criticism. But the reason why people were still on your case is because we know you weren't making enough money to support yourself and your family, obviously, which is why y'all got evicted again. Or not even evicted, you just got kicked out of the hotel because, again, y'all couldn't fucking pay because you're over here waiting on TikTok money. And I'm assuming that y'all was short. You were short. So y'all got kicked out. It's like, Tophia, just get a job. It's really just that simple. There's nothing wrong with working. You can still chase your dreams of doing social media, but you need a baseline stable income. Because obviously social media, you say it's more stable than a job. Well, obviously not, because you got kicked out of the creator program. And that was your main means of making money. And now you're not making shit. Tophia will probably be lucky to make even like $10, $20 this month. So I don't know. I don't understand what you're trying to say, girl.
because I didn't have a job that you wanted, then that's cause for you to harass me because I didn't have a 9-to-5 job just like you? No, I was paying the bills. I was paying the storage and I was paying the rent. My dad's disability check did not cover a whole month's worth of rent.
Sure.
It only paid some of it. I had to pay some
Most
of it because
of it.
if you remember, I have to pay bi-weekly. We wasn't paying monthly. We had to make enough for the end of the month because a lot of these places don't do monthly, they do weekly. We were paying $300 and something a week at one place, and I was helping to contribute to that with my live streams and my social media. And when my live streams got reported and taken down, that sucks because then I couldn't earn the money to be able to keep up the rent. I was paying.
Exactly. Like, that's the whole thing. Okay, so you just by your own logic, because even at that time you weren't making like crazy money, but even by your logic, you lost the live access and you couldn't make the same money that you was making before. At what point does it click like, man, let's get a job so I can, at least get back to what I was making total? Again, like, I'm not telling you to work full time. You should, but hey, I'm not going to tell you to work full time, but go work part time. You could at least be saving up some fucking checks. Cause right now you're just stagnant. Nothing is happening. You're not earning more money. You're not stacking any money. And I have to assume that all the troubles as far as housing is related to the fact that you don't have a reliable income source coming in. So do with that what you will.
$300 a week if you can tally that up. My dad's disability did not make enough to pay a whole month. I had to do that. And on top of that, I had to pay storage. My brother asked me if I could give him the $200 to pay off his car, and I said sure. I helped him pay off for that white Jetta that he had because he was making payments, and that was the last payment he needed to pay to the guy to get the car. So I said yes, because we needed the car. You saw me buy this stuff, right? I bought those makeup kits when they were on sale. I bought that ice machine, right? But I still paid the bills. I didn't, just because I was making $1,000 every month did not mean I still didn't have bills. My phone bill was over $100 because I was paying for mine and my brother's phone on top of paying for the storage and other things that we needed. I was getting things that we needed. Pots and pans, I got that because we didn't have any way to cook. Laundry soap, I had to get that because we didn't have any way to wash. Toilet paper, I had to buy that. Hygiene.
Well, yeah, Tophia, like, you're naming off all this shit like we're supposed to care and give you kudos for that. You're a fucking adult. Tophiachu, I'm assuming because we're talking about like the motel arc. Tophiachu was in fucking jail, if I'm not mistaken, and your mom can't work. So, okay, you had to buy essentials for around the fucking house. Like, you want a pat on the back for buying toilet paper and pots and pans? I don't give a fuck.
Products, I had to buy that because how are we going to live? And how are we going to take showers with no hygiene products? Hello? How are we going to use the restroom with no toilet paper? These places only give you so much toilet paper. We just have to buy our own. Some of you guys really love to question and say,
this shit is crazy.
Nothing. Yes, I did. My dad's disability did help us for some of them, for partial of the month, but I had to pay the rest of it. He didn't have money in his Bible. He didn't have money at all. I wasn't scrambling through his Bible trying to look for money. What Bible?
Tophia, come on, man. What do you, like, it's recorded. I covered this live stream. You literally told your mom to go look in his Bible. Y'all was looking for his money. I didn't see you stop and check your fucking bank account to see, okay, well, mom, I have, I got $300, $400, mom. None of that. Y'all was looking for Tophiachu's money when y'all was getting evicted. Don't sit here and fucking lie to me, man. Get out of here.
Don't even lie like that. I didn't even scramble through my dad's Bible.
You're the liar. He
didn't have money in his Bible. All of his money.
Well, how do you know he didn't have money in his Bible if you wasn't checking the Bible?
He was on a credit card and he got paid every month. And he stopped getting paid because he went to jail. When you go to jail, you don't get your disability check. Hello? He went to jail. We weren't able to pay. That's why we weren't able to pay for the month, because they stopped paying him because he went to jail. Do you know how that works? Minors in my motel room? What are you talking about? I had no minors in my motel room. I don't even know what you're talking about. No one came over. It was me, my mom, and my brother. Stop spreading false information because, I'm not even going to argue with someone that's a stupid ass bitch. I don't even need to argue with someone that's trying to make up stuff. That's like me saying, remember that time your dad touched you and you didn't tell your mom? Come on, quit lying. Be truthfully honest, because God sees everything, trying to make up shit. When you get to heaven, God's going to pass down judgment on you and send you straight to hell for lying. You need to be truthfully honest and come clean with yourself before something happens, because you never know. Tomorrow is not promised. You could leave this earth and then what? Go straight to hell for lying. What does it say in the Bible? Read it.
That's crazy. Because, the last live, she was literally, all these people kept telling me I was going to hell. And then here she is spewing, the same rhetoric to people that they're probably not lying. I don't know about this whole minor in the motel room thing. I don't know anything about that. But, girl, you just got done lying about y'all looking for Tophiachu's money when y'all was getting evicted. So I guess you're also going down to the ninth circle? The fuck we talking about?
You need to get right with God before... I'm just saying.
Oh,
After
stop
what
it.
eviction? Are you talking about the apartment? Man,
yes, you idiot.
No, what's wrong with you? My dad literally made $1 million in fake money. I didn't say it was real money.
Then why even feel the need to tell us that? Because who fucking cares? He made $1 million in a sandbox trading account. Wow. Am I supposed to be impressed? Dude, they give you usually a sandbox. You can probably set how much capital you're using to trade with. So he could have literally it's just so stupid, man. Okay, whatever, Tophia. Sure.
Use your common sense. It is a website called TD Ameritrade. Do you guys know what TD Ameritrade is? It's fake trading, so you can practice how to trade stocks. So you can practice stocks. He was using the website, and he literally was trading fake stocks, and one of the stocks he picked hit $1 million in fake money. It's not real money. It's fake money to learn how to trade. You're not
Cool
trading
story,
real money.
bro.
No way, shape, or form did I say he made $1 million. If he made $1 million, we wouldn't be here. He would have bought a house. Stop trying to twist my words. Anyone can go look up what TD Ameritrade is. Only stupid idiots do not know what TD Ameritrade is. Somebody's going to look at you like you're stupid. Paper trading is different because, well, maybe it is paper trading. I don't know. But it's not trading real money. It's literally fake money to practice when you do actually
We
trade,
get it,
because you can
Tophia.
lose a lot of money in stocks. And if you think that if you just run and go put your money into stocks that you're going to do well because people make money off of stocks, you need to think your situation, because nobody just runs and starts throwing money into stocks. If you don't know nothing about stocks, you shouldn't even be investing in the first place. People just see all these people make millions of dollars one go, and then they run and put all their money into stocks. That's not how it works. You need to do some
Girl, shut up, Tophia. You don't know what you're talking about. Making millions of dollars in one go is like extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. I'm pretty sure like the average return for the year for most people is around like 12%, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I don't know where you got that stocks are just making instant millionaires. You must, maybe crypto, but that's also a dangerous game as well.
research before you start buying stocks. You just throw money into something haphazardly and then expect it to work out. No one literally just runs and tries to up and start a business. Yeah, some people do. They don't think. You just don't open a restaurant unless you have knowledge about everything, unless you have knowledge about the house codes and what it takes to run a restaurant, how much it's going to cost for your monthly bills when it comes to electricity, how much you got to pay your employees, how much you got to pay for produce, and all the things that it takes to make and cook your product.
Okay, that's cool, Sophia. So how do you plan on starting your restaurant? Where's the money going to come from?
Then you got to put together a menu. No one, and yes, some people might just run, right? They might just run and up and start a business without even thinking and planning, but you need to plan before you just start putting all your eggs into one basket. You always move one thing to the next, and like, it's getting boring. Keep bringing up old stuff, and that's in the past. Who said I was giving money advice? That has nothing to do with money advice. I just literally said you could lose a lot of money in stocks. So why would you go invest if you have no money to invest in stocks? Use your common sense. You don't go invest $20
Oh, hold on. Let me go back because whatever she's about to say, it sounded like it's going to be stupid.
in
Hold on.
stocks. So why would you go invest if you have no money to invest in stocks? Use your common sense. You don't go invest $20 into stocks because you're not going to make any money at all. You have to invest at
Yep, she's stupid. Okay. The reason, Tophia, the reason why you would invest even $20 is because, it doesn't have to, it wouldn't just be a one-time thing, right? Like it's an investment. You can continue to invest. And stocks do this neat thing, especially if they have dividends. They do this neat thing called compounding interest. I don't know if that's something you're familiar with, but yeah, man. Even like, dude, $20 a week, $20 a month. It's better to get started early with a little bit than not get started at all. That's how I look at that.
least over thousands of dollars in stocks in order to see a return on anything. So why, if I'm boring, why are you still here? You know what is you taking advice, money advice from that is rich. They ain't gonna tell you how they made the money. They're gonna tell you how they did it, and how they did it is not gonna work for you. What their sauce and their system is does not work for everyone. That's like someone trying to tell you how to be successful on YouTube when all you have to do is just turn on your phone, film a video, and then post it on YouTube. You don't need some sort of secret sauce.
Wow.
I will never take advice from someone that is rich with money, financial advice, because they're not going to tell you exactly how they made money. They might keep some secrets to themselves.
Like, do you hear yourself, Tophia? You're literally a crazy person. You're like that whole line of thought made no sense whatsoever. So Tophia's advice for making money is just to turn on your phone and record TikTok videos. Essentially, that's what she's saying. Record content. And it's like, Tophia, there are literally millions, billions of people that do that every day, and a lot of people never get the following to even get into the creator fund in the first place. So that is just terrible logic give in general. That just is stupid. Okay. And then to go as far as to say that I wouldn't listen to a wealthy person because they're not going to tell you all their secrets. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe they won't tell you all their secrets, but maybe they can give you at least one piece of advice in, say, a 10-minute short conversation while y'all are passing by or in a coffee shop. Maybe they'll drop one nugget that could have a substantial change on the course of your life because it's just something you never thought about doing. Same thing with the whole stock thing. Like, so in Tophia's mind, it makes no sense to invest money at all in the stock market if you don't have a huge lump sum of money. That is absolutely false. Again, $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever you can manage. Dude, never hurts to get your investments going early. The earlier, the better, because the longer it sits, typically the more money you're going to make over time. Duh.
They're not going to tell you everything. And even if they do tell you everything, it's not going to work for you. A lot of these people were born with a silver spoon up their ass.
Right.
They were born already rich. They already had the tools since birth to help them become rich. That's why people don't like Nepo babies, because Nepo babies were born with all the opportunities in the world versus someone that has to work hard to get an acting job and someone who was born of a family that literally has connections and
yeah, but you're not talking about Nepo babies. I mean, of course, a lot of people don't like Nepo babies. You're right as far as that. But as far as like the majority of the richer people, like they weren't all born with silver spoons. Like, I mean, hell, Papa John's, perfect example, dude. He started his pizza shop in a closet. And now he's one of the biggest pizza franchises probably in the world. Like, it just takes hard work, man. That's really all it is. Hard work and a good plan, Tophia. And for you, you're dumb, so there's no plan, and we know you're not going to work hard, so.
You can get a person an acting job just like that. Oh, you don't even got to work twice as hard because, your mom, let's say your mom is Cameron Diaz. Oh, your mom, Cameron Diaz, we'll give you that. We'll give you this role over someone who has worked their entire life from the bottom up. Someone who doesn't have connections, like Cameron Diaz kids have connections. That is illogical thinking to think that you get more information from a homeless person on the street than you would someone online.
Tophia, what the fuck are we doing? What are we talking about? Word. So Tophia, are you saying you would take financial information from a homeless person instead of someone that they don't even have to be like the ultra rich. Let's just say someone that's doing pretty well for themselves and making like at least six figures. You would take financial information from the homeless person. That's crazy work.
There are some wise homeless people out there. Shoot, you think just because someone's homeless is stupid,
yeah,
then that is illogical thinking. Because you think you can go to someone that's qualified in the position and they still may not be qualified. Go talk to someone that makes millions of dollars. They still might tell you something that doesn't even help you at all. It doesn't matter if someone's got money or not. Does that mean that they're qualified? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? Technically, I'm not broke because I have money for my phone bill and then the money for the storage next month. But
Tophia, you're broke. Okay, no matter how you try to spin this, you're broke. Just because you can pay your bills and be broke afterwards. Like, that's exactly the boat you're in. But you're broke. So don't try to you don't have extra money for anything, so you're broke. That's essentially what being broke is.
I would rather be broke paying bills than to be broke spending money on frivolous shit. Considering the fact that a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these people that make money, you know what they do? They end up going bankrupt because they didn't pay their taxes. Or they spend their money on all this fancy jewelry, all these expensive cars. I would not want to listen to someone who thinks buying a fancy car is okay, because to me, it never makes sense. You got 5 houses.
Bitch, you literally said you wanted to buy a Hellcat. Like, what? You're no better. You want all those things, Tophia. You're just upset that you cannot obtain them. You have literally talked about buying luxurious items. You're just not in a position to do it. So you can't. Like, okay.
You mean to tell me that you want me to take financial advice from someone that has a house in Florida, a house in Miami, a house in LA? You do not need five houses. If you live below your means, you'll be A-okay. They don't even want to help people except hoard for
Tophia, you're doing more than living below your means. You're at the you're on the floor, essentially.
themselves. Do you think the 1% of rich people is going to tell you how they make money? No, because
No,
they don't
they're
want you
not.
to be rich. They ain't
I do agree with that. She's right about that.
going to tell you nothing. And the ones that write books that tell you anything, that try to give you advice, are not giving you the full advice that they learned. And they're teaching you something that isn't going to work for you because it worked only for them. It's not going to work for you. The way things work for them is not going to work for you. Everybody is different. It doesn't work. You
Um, that's kind of stupid. That's no, Tophia. The system is the same for everybody. The difference is there's people that know, because I mean, essentially what she's talking about is things like tax code, legal loopholes. There's a lot of things in the financial knowledge realm that it's not general knowledge. It's not something that is just taught or, the majority of people know. That's the things that they would typically be withholding. But there's a lot of people, man, go read a book. Like what? Read a book. Like there's people that, depending on exactly what you're talking about, there's probably a book that can fucking explain it for you. Christ.
act like I don't know about the other bills. I know about car insurance. I know about car gas. I know about utilities. I know about
Car
all of that. I'm not
gas.
stupid. People that work hard to get what they have aren't entitled to. People that work hard to kiss other people's asses to make money. I'm not here to kiss ass. So they can kiss someone's ass. That's like telling someone they need to work above and beyond. Sorry, the 20% battery came up. You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to work harder for my money? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You can work hard to make a lot of money. You don't have to work hard to make a lot of money. You don't. If you have
Well, you don't work at all and you're making zero money. So, okay, I guess.
figured out how to make money without working hard, then you haven't figured out life. You don't have to be
Wow.
rushing. You don't have to be running. You don't have to be working your fingers to the bones just to make money. You don't have to work hard. Lots of people make money and they don't work twice as hard as someone who works a 9 to 5 job. Some people sleep while they make money. They make money while they're asleep.
Yes, Tophia, you're talking about people that already have money though. You are not in that position because you generally need to work and save up enough capital to be able to do the things that you're talking about. So you sound dumb. Like, yes, there are people that make money while they sleep, but they have 100,000, $1 million in investments or properties or business, whatever the fuck it might be. Like, you're not one of those people, Tophia. You have to start somewhere. Like, that's the whole thing, that you just want to skip the grind and reap all the rewards. And I'm sorry, that's just not how life works.
So that's you. If you love to work hard, no one's saying anything about your job. So why are you
You are.
mentioning your job?
You
Yeah,
talking
people
shit.
like their jobs. No one's saying you don't have a right to like your job. No one's talking about 9 to 5 workers. You can work hard. I'm not working hard to live to paycheck. I'm not working hard to make someone else money. That is my choice. Why are you telling me to be miserable like you? You are
See?
miserable because if you wasn't miserable, you wouldn't be telling someone to go get a job. You want
No, I would tell someone that's constantly begging us for our money to improve their life that refuses to work to go get a job, Tophia. Because it's insane. It's insane that you come online, you say all this shit about us, us having to work hard. And why would I work hard? Exactly. You want to take the easiest route possible. And in your case, it's not even like working smarter. It's literally just e-begging. That's all you're fucking doing. You're trying to find ways to fucking grift us out of the money that we go to work for so you can continue to just sit on your ass and do nothing. Like, nah, gang, those days is over. It seems like the whole internet, the jig is up. We have caught on to you. Whenever you drop that $500,000 GoFundMe, that was the nail in the coffin. That was it. You're basically irredeemable, I feel like, in the eyes of the internet. You can still turn your life around, but that's personal choices, and obviously you're not there yet. So
Want someone to be miserable like you. You can't say that because you spoke it. You said it.
shit, I
You
like
didn't
my
even have to
job.
say it without
Shit.
saying it. Why are you complaining if I don't have a job or not? Because the reason why a lot of you are complaining is because I don't have to get up and go answer to a boss and go work a job, and you do. And you don't like that. You don't like when someone is doing slightly better than you, so that's why you complain.
Bruh. When someone is doing slightly better than us, really? That's crazy. Tophia, she's literally insane. I didn't know living out of a homeless shelter with literally not a single asset to your name is somehow doing better than people that own their own homes, own their own cars, making anywhere from 20 to 100 plus thousand a year. Essentially everyone that watches you, Tophia, unless they're literally like in like school, the youth, everyone that watches you is doing substantially better than you. What are you talking about?
If it didn't bother you, you wouldn't be complaining. You don't complain. People don't complain about nothing. They complain about the things that bothers them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be complaining.
You are
You can't sit here
bothersome,
and say you're
so
complaining for no reason. You have a reason why you're complaining, and you dodge around that reason. You try to say that nothing bothers you, but it does. You try to say that you love your job when you really don't, because if you loved your job, you wouldn't have to say you loved your job. That's like, I learned this from someone because somebody said, you wouldn't tell yourself you're smart. Oh, I'm smart. Why would you have to tell yourself you're smart if you know you're smart? Why would you have to tell yourself you love your job if you know you love your job? You wouldn't have to come on the internet and
oh
tell
my
somebody, hey, I
goodness,
love my
shut
job.
up.
Because if I came on the internet and told people, hey, I love my job, then I really don't love my job. And I do actually love my job in a sense because I can work whatever hours I want to work.
Tophia, you do not love making content. Your content is hot trash. You put literally zero effort into your content. You are making the same. Actually, it's honestly worse content than you did, say, like 5 years ago. Because at least like 4 or 5 years ago, she was still doing like the kind of like the musically bullshit with the little cringe edits. But that actually takes a bit of effort to edit the video. Tophia, you literally turn the camera on and lip sing just a random song while trying to look seductive and just no. Like your content, if that's what you even want to call it, is hot garbage. And you don't have to take my word for it. That's what your employer, TikTok, has also deemed. That's why you got kicked out of the creator fund, because your content is considered low quality. It's garbage.
I can go live when I want to. I can make and post videos when I want to. I decide my own hours. But when
But you don't decide how much you're gonna make. Cause you can do all of that, but you ain't making no fucking money. So like, cool, I guess. I mean, yeah, you get to set your own hours, you work when you want to, but you're not making any fucking money. So who cares?
when you claim that you have a 9 to 5 job and you come on here and you say you love your job, that's a difference because you really don't love your job. You're just trying to make it seem like you do. If you had the option and you were given a choice, take $1 million and never have to work a day in your life or work a 9 to 5 job, what are you going to choose?
See, Tophia, this is how I know you're dumb. This is how I know you're stupid. $1 million, especially in the US, a million, unless you're like 50, 60 years old, you already got like a really good nest egg and savings built up. $1 million is not going to last majority of people very long. Unless they're extremely smart with their money and financially literate. But a lot of people aren't. That's literally, we've seen people hit the lottery for tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars and go broke. Like, what? Just, okay, whatever.
Because I know sure as heck you ain't gonna be choosing the 9 to 5 job. You're gonna take that $1 million. Now, meow cat came running through here. He's
I
really
mean,
cute.
I'll take it, but I'm going back
He
to
went
work.
AWOL. I'm just kidding. Anyways, you would be a dang fool to choose that 9 to 5 job. You would be stupid if you took that over the $1 million and never having to work. If you had a choice and they said your life was going to be easy, you're never going to have to work a day in your life. You're always going to be set.
No, 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 no. That's not what you said. Now you're. This is like you're explaining like a third option now, because you said either a 9 to 5 job or you take $1 million and never work again.
Financially stable, your bills paid, your house paid, and you'll never have to work a 9 to 5 job. What are you going to choose, a 9 to 5 job or the easy life? And you would choose that 10 times over. You
Well, yeah, in that case, then yeah, I would choose the easy life. But guess what? It's not reality. There is no easy life. There's no easy button where all your shit's just instantly paid for, Tophia. So what the fuck even is this hypothetical situation? So fucking dumb.
cannot sit here and try to preach to someone when you yourself need to be preaching to yourself. You're preaching to the wrong choir. You're trying to relate to someone that does not relate to you. You're trying to tell someone to conform to a system that they do not want to conform to, when you yourself do not want to conform to that system. Because if you were given $1 million, you would take it. You would not take the 9 to 5 job. You would
Yeah,
take
I
it
would
the easy
take it.
way, any way you could. You go to work daydreaming about being financially set free. Everybody wants to be financially set free.
If you think $1 million is being financially set free, then you're stupid. You really are, because I know $1 million sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really just not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things.
Everybody wants to be rich. You can say you don't, but you do. You compare yourself to how much money you make compared to somebody else. That's why. And when you see someone has the potential to be great, to make money, to be successful, you tear them down, you thrash them, you trash them, you talk crap about them, you complain about them, then you pass it off as like, oh, they're a horrible human being. When really deep down inside, you're bothered at the fact that they are successful than you. How is this girl more successful than me? How is this
What,
girl making this?
Tophia? Come on, man. What what are you talking about? You are not successful. Matt, you know what? I'm gonna let her keep talking. Let me back it up a little bit. I'm just gonna hear her out, because whatever the fuck she's about to say is going to be some of the most ridiculous shit we probably heard all week.
Like, oh, they're a horrible human being, when really deep down inside, you're bothered at the fact that they are successful than you. How is this girl more successful than me? How is this girl making this much more money than me? And I have to get up and go to a job every day, and she doesn't even have to go work. She can.
But you're not. You're neither one of those two things. You're not making more money than anyone that probably watches your content. And you're like, nobody would class a homeless person as successful. You literally are crazy.
Can get up whenever she feels like it and go to her desk, turn on her phone screen, and make money. And I can't do that. It is not hard to just turn on your phone screen and make videos. You gotta make content that people like, right? It is kind of hard in a sense. It's not easy to do the social media stuff. But the only thing that is blocking you from being successful is your self sabotaging. You compare yourself, you judge yourself, you make yourself feel like crap. And when you have that mentality in your mind that you will
Projection.
never be as successful as the person that you see, anybody would love to replace their life with any word rich. If they handed you this and they said, if you could be any one rich person for a day, and you could pick any rich person or take a 9 to 5 job, what would you take? Being the rich person. You don't want to have to work a 9 to 5 job. And I am going to make that analogy with a 9 to 5 job, because for a fact, you would not take that. And if you take the 9 to 5 job, you're stupid. Everybody wants an easy life. You cannot sit here and say you've never dreamed of making thousands of dollars like Kai Cenat does, literally hanging out with all these celebrities, having these live streams, hanging out with Kevin Hart, Kiki cackling, having laughs.
No. I mean, I could care less about any of that. Like, I don't care about hanging out with celebrities or none of that shit. For me, in short, money is freedom. That's the only reason. Like, I feel like that's the main reason most people care about making more money. It's because money essentially buys your freedom, where you can do what you want to do without having to stop and think about it. Once you get to a certain point in your finances, you don't have to think about booking and planning a vacation for next year. You can just do it. You can just go the next day if you wanted to. That's what people want. It's not even so much the money. The money just allows you to be able to do it in this system that we have set up. So yeah, I could give a fuck less about meeting celebrities and all that shit. I'm good. Give me like a little slice of I don't know, let's say like Nova Scotia. Give me a little slice of life in Nova Scotia on some quiet farmland, just kicking it. Maybe a couple goats and a chicken coop. Still have high speed fiber internet. Of course, I got to keep making videos. Y'all already know. But yeah, I would just take a peaceful life over, the glitz and glam. I'm good on that shit.
Hanging out with Drewski, opening up gifts, putting on an entertaining live stream. You would replace your life any day if you could live in Kaisa Nat's shoes. And you guys know you would. To sit here and literally tell someone that they need to be miserable like you is crazy. I don't need to be miserable like you. If I want to be successful and make money to own a house and literally help my mom not struggle anymore, so we're not homeless anymore, we're financially stable, why does that bother you so much?
It doesn't bother us, but the question becomes, how are you doing that? Because you're literally not making any money right now on social media. Like literally. And Tophia, she was supposed to be reapplying for the creator fund or the creator program this month. Tuesday is the last day of the month. Still ain't heard shit about you getting back in there. So yeah.
Much. You shouldn't be worried about that because I have to work hard on social media. It's not easy. And I can't work hard on social media when I don't have a place to live. And I'm trying to get a place to live. And then I'm
No,
being
you're
told, oh, well,
not.
you're not doing enough. You don't know. You are not in my position to know all the shit that I have to go through just to get a place to live. I went.
Paperwork. You have to go through paperwork, which you're too dumb to even get right. So you're off the list. Good job. Congratulations.
Through so much bullshit to even get a place to live that there are people that are frustrated seeing exactly what's happening to me. You have not lived in my shoes to know what it's like even trying to get a place to live. Especially
Yeah, you're right. Because instead of banking on a free handout, I just went and fucking worked and just paid the money that I earned from my work to get my place. So there was no rigmarole and there was no waiting period. Fucking dumbass.
with programs that are for people with no income. I'm tired of the bullshit. I qualify. I have no income. I don't even make anything on social media.
Tophia, you're just extremely slow because I'm sure the programs for people with no income are for people that literally cannot work. Like people that are actually like physically fucked up, physically disabled. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe mothers of very young children that, they just, even if they did work, they just wouldn't have a way to pay for childcare. So, the programs help them out. You're not in any of those categories. You are an able-bodied dumb, but you still got mentally, you can go work. There's plenty of jobs that don't require you to be extremely intelligent to do. Go get you a job at Amazon. They're always hiring. I used to work at Amazon. Sucks, but hey, peak season is the shit.
I do not. I qualify for these programs. Literally sit here and say you don't qualify for these programs. Yes,
You
the fuck I
don't.
do. And
Apparently you don't, because you literally got kicked off the fucking list. So no, you don't qualify. What do you mean?
in that case, that is discrimination because I qualify for these programs. They have no right to turn away or deny me because I ain't making no income whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with getting a job.
It what do you mean? It literally has everything to do with getting a job. You're not making any income by choice because you are literally choosing to just be a lazy ass leech. And the shelter and the whoever's running the housing program sees that. There's nothing wrong with you. You could go work. You just refuse to, which is insane because it's like you don't want to work, but you want to leech off of the system that is paid by us, the taxpayer, that goes to work in order to pay the taxes so you can get a free house. Man, go fuck yourself. I hope you never get housing. I hope they force your ass to get a job.
They didn't tell me I needed to get a place to live. I was not
Sure,
told that I needed to get a place to live, so let's not lie. I
sure.
just literally told you about the no income thing. There are housing programs for people with no income that you can get a place to live with no income. Or
And
did
you
you
ain't
not
one of them.
listen to what I have to say?
And you ain't one of them. Now what?
Yes, there are some places that charge 30% of your income, and then there are some housing programs where you don't need no income at all. I literally already knew that because if I needed to get a job to get a place to live and get help with housing, I would have already gotten a job.
No,
There are
you wouldn't.
programs in New Mexico for people who literally can't work and make no income to get a place to live. Yeah.
Exactly, Tophia. Do you hear what you just said? There's programs for people with no income who can't work. And when they say they can't work, they mean they literally cannot work, Tophia. You bitching and moaning about having PTSD and depression doesn't qualify you for not being able to work. There are literal veterans that have had pieces of their shit blown off in service fighting for the US that still work. Like, bruh, you're going to have to go get a job or you're just going to be broke and homeless forever because this social media comeback, it's never happening. It's never going to happen.
Yes, in Albuquerque, there are programs for that. They have these new programs where you don't have to have an income to get a place to live. I'm disabled and I'm trying, and my major depression, my PTSD, I struggle. So, yes. So, you're
There it
not
is.
understanding a
Fucking
job does not
excuses.
equal shelter because if I get a job, I won't be able to afford to live in this economy. I don't know where someone's paying
So
$500 for a one
dumb.
bedroom, but because sorry, the 10% battery came up. I don't know.
The girl that pays $500 a month for a one bedroom was literally in my comments yesterday on yesterday's video. Like, Tophia, like if you would actually try, you would be able to figure this out, but you're refusing to try. Because she always brings up you have to make 3 times the rent. It's like, dude, not every single place is like that. Sure, there is a lot of places that do that, but there's a lot of places that don't expect you to make 3 times the rent because obviously it's not even really reasonable for the majority of people. That's more like probably more like upscale apartment complexes. There's people that are renting out rooms, people that are renting out their own property privately. Like, if you actually tried, you would figure out a way to get your own place, but you're not willing to put in any effort into anything. So fuck off.
Where people are going to look at apartments, but technically there's no apartments for one bedroom for 500. They also want 3 times the rent. You have to have first last month's rent, deposit, damage deposit. That's a thing, right? I would still be living in a shelter and I would still be working at a job. I don't want to be working at a job and living at a shelter. What? There's no way I'm going to be doing that.
Then
One
stay in
car
the
is
shelter.
flying through here.
Stay in the shelter then.
Wow. Gee, you hear that? No, you're saying I'm not trying to fix any of the issues. Nowhere was I told for these housing programs that I had to get a job. I'm not wanting to fix the issues, or you're mad because it doesn't fit, because I don't have to get a job to get help with housing. That's what bothers
Okay, then get back on the housing list and shut up. When that until you get put in the house, bro, I'm just gonna keep giving you mad shit because you're just being lazy. At the end of the day, that's all this is. Pure laziness.
you. Either way you try to say it, I don't have to get a job, and you're mad because I don't have to get a job. That
All
has
right.
nothing to do with fixing my issues. They didn't say I had to get a job to get help with housing. I just
Okay.
told you that. You're mad because it doesn't fit what you want it to be. Man, get over it. I don't have to get a job for housing, so move on. They have to tell you everything. It is a housing program for people with no income. Yes, they have to tell you if you need to get a job or not. I literally asked these questions. I'm not stupid. I literally applied to a housing program where you did not have to have income because I said I have no income. And I
So why'd you get kicked off the list?
told them I couldn't work and I said I don't get any disability. And some of you guys are stupid fucking idiots, man. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. They need to tell you everything. That's like a company not telling you everything and then selling you a product and something happens to you and they say, oh, well, that does happen with our products, but we didn't tell anyone. Yes, they have to tell you everything. It's a program. They have to tell you everything. So if you qualify or not, they're not going to have you apply for something you don't qualify for. Imagine wasting someone's time and making them apply for something they don't qualify for. And then, well, you could have told me that. Well, sorry. No, that's not how it works. That's unprofessional. I would not make someone go out of their way to apply for hours only to be told they don't qualify for a program they applied for hours for.
Sure.
You're just
Okay.
mad because I don't have to get a job that you want, your type of job, your way. This is not have it your way. This is my way. What did Frank Sinatra said? I did it my way. I'm not doing it anybody else's way. If I
And how is that going for you so far? Just curious.
do it your way, you know what happens if I do it your way? I'd be miserable. I am disabled. It's literally on paper. I am
So you're disabled, but you don't get disability? Sure.
disabled. I have a learning disability because I had IEPs, I have PTSD, and I have major depression. The reason I don't get disability is because I was just diagnosed last year with major depression and PTSD. That's why I do not get disability because I tried to get disability in the past when I had a learning disability and I had to get my IEP paperwork, but they sent me to a website that was for college prep. And if you know anything about your records, they
Wow.
only hold your IEP records up to 5 years. It was
Just
after the
dumb.
5 year mark, meaning that I could not get my records anymore. And I got denied for disability, even though my mom is disabled and she gets denied. She's hard of hearing, she has all of these health problems, and she gets denied.
That Tophia, being hard of hearing is not a disability, man. Your mom is not deaf, okay? She's hard of hearing. She's not disabled because of that. What like what else? Asthma? Like no, she doesn't qualify, which is why Marie doesn't get disability.
The
Stupid.
reason why I don't have disability is because I just got diagnosed, dumbass. That's why I don't have disability. You thought, what did you think you was doing by saying that you don't have disability because you're, man, that is ableism. Anyways, the 10% battery is up and
Sure.
I have to go
Okay.
get some sleep.
Good.
Mental
Get out of here.
disabilities are considered that actually it doesn't have to be a physical disability because with physical disabilities, it's a lot harder for you to even qualify for disability. So you say, oh, your legs work.
What?
Even if someone's legs didn't work, they still can see that that person can work, and then they won't give you disability. You have
Oh, so what? Like, what about your PTSD is stopping you from working? Are you serious? Are you seriously saying that someone in a wheelchair is more capable than you? That's okay. Okay. All right. Look, this is what she's saying. I'm not going to say anything. Whatever.
have a better chance of getting disability with mental disabilities than you do with physical disabilities. That's what I was told. So for you to say that, oh, well, your legs work. If I have a mental disabilities are a lot harder to go to a job and work because you can't be around people because of your mental disabilities. For
Sure.
me, I have PTSD. I can get triggered by anything. I get triggered by even the littlest of loud noises, and not all the time, but when I hear a pop sound, I freak out because I'm like, is that a firework or is that a gunshot? For me, my depression is bad. Some days I can't even get up and get out of bed, but I have to. I was
Sure.
told
Yeah.
that mental disabilities are the ones that are easier to get disability than a physical one, which is
Oh, so that's why you're trying to milk this whole supposed PTSD thing, huh? Got it.
crazy to me. It's a disability. It shouldn't be that hard to get disability. Well, I'm not lying. That's the truth. A mental disability, people with mental disability, some people can't even be around people. My dad can't be around some people sometimes. You can, but some
And you're not one of these people. So what are you talking about? You was hanging out with your friends, going out with Stud-Chew and Crush-Chew. So you obviously you can be around people, right? Right.
sometimes he just stays home and keeps to himself. He was going to a job and he stopped going to a job because he didn't want to be around people. That's just how that is. He can be around people and sometimes he can't. The reason why I don't have disability is because I just got diagnosed.
Okay, sure, Tophia, whatever you say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for coming through and hanging out with your boy. Highly appreciate every single one of y'all. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Would highly appreciate that. And yeah, again, happy Friday. Hope everyone has some good plans for the weekend. And if you don't, hey, just kick back and relax. I'm sure you deserve it way more than Tophia. So with that being said, y'all be safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you all very soon.